Hello, it's Rebecca from Rebecca Inc. Today we are going to draw a super cute raccoon peeking around the edge of a tree. What you need to join in is a piece of paper, a pencil, a marker, and an eraser, or an eraser. Doesn't have to be this kind. You can use any kind you want. All right, here's our guide. I'm going to move that over. And I'm going to start with my pen. You are going to use a pencil. I'm going to use the pen so that you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. All right, to begin with, our little raccoon is peeking around the edge of a tree. So we're going to find that edge of the tree first. We're going to start off to the left-hand side of our paper. And we're going to get our arm going. I'm going to hold my paper down, take my drawing hand up to the top there, and I'm going to get my whole arm moving from my shoulder, and I'm going to move it up and down until I start to feel comfortable, and then I'm going to set my pencil down. Just like that. And how I'm getting that nice straight line, I'm going over it and over it, and I'm moving my whole arm. When you take your whole arm and drag it down the paper, just like that, you end up with a really nice straight line when you involve your bigger muscles. All right, our raccoon is going to live on this side of our tree trunk, and we are going to start with his little face, which will be right about here. We're going to draw a circle about this big right here. So get your whole arm going from your shoulder, tracing around and around. Once you feel like you've got the shape, go ahead and set your pencil down. Now this is a time in our drawing where we are being nice and light, nice and loose. We're not judging ourselves or erasing anything. We're just letting it happen as it goes, okay? We're not going to stress about it. It's going to be fun. Off to either side of our circle, we are going to add in some little ears. How we're going to do this, their ears are rounded, so we're going to do an oval, just like that, off to one side, with some connecting triangles, down to that little head circle, another connecting triangle there, just like that. So we did an oval with a connecting triangle. Another way to do that would be a triangle with a little oval on the end, but I thought this might help us get the inside of the ear as well. So since I'm talking about the inside of the ear, let's go ahead and add in another oval that we'll fill in with a color, or we'll fill it in black, right about here. Inside that first oval we did, let's draw another oval. Over to the other side, let's do the exact same thing. We're going to do an oval about that big. For this shape, it's a little bit smaller than this circle, so I'm planting my arm at my elbow. And then I'm moving my forearm, that larger muscle movement there with my forearm. And then for the triangle, connecting triangle, I'm planting my wrist and just using the natural motion that my hand's going to go in. Over to the other side, another connecting triangle, just like that. If you can see what I'm up to and you only want to draw that outside line, feel free to do that. In the long run, we are going to pick our favorite lines, trace over those with our marker, and erase all of this pencil. So if you know what I'm up to and you want to take some shortcuts, if you've done some of these with me before, feel free to do that. On the inside of this ear oval, let's draw another oval. Just like that. Doing so good. Okay, on to the face of our raccoon. Now if you see a raccoon, some pictures of them, their little face gets wider around the base of it, so we are going to add in an oval about this big, tilted up. Just like this. It's going to be a little bit bigger than our face circle. See how I go around and around? I'm moving my whole arm from my shoulder. And you see how it's some lines are inside, some lines are outside. This is just a guide. So it's okay if it's messy, and we're not going to worry about it being messy. let's real quick sketch in our body, and then we'll go back in and add in the details of the face. Off of that oval, we're going to draw a triangle that comes down about like that. It's going to just show in the end, it'll be kind of like a fat little triangle. It's like that, over and back. This will be shaded in to give our little raccoon some dimension. All right, next to that triangle, we are going to add in an oval for an arm. I'm going to be drawing, if you can imagine, from the shoulder, up here's our shoulder, down to the elbow, just like that. We're getting our whole arm going around, and when you feel like you've got that nice shape, set your pencil down and keep going around and around and around. All those lines combined will give you a beautiful oval. From there, let's draw from the elbow up to the wrist. He's kind of hanging on to this tree. He's being sneaky. Raccoons are cute and awful all at the same time. All right, so we get a nice little oval just like that. So we had our shoulder to elbow, elbow to wrist. Now we need their little hand. Now this little guy's hand, when we trace over it, you're going to see some of it on the other side of the tree and some of it not. So we're going to just do a nice little oval about that size right there for the hand. Now for our body, he's peeking out, so our body is going to be angled. So we are going to have an oval that's pretty big. Going to live about right there. Now if you want to just get your arm going and just set it down for that back end where we'll see, you can. If you want to continue over onto that tree, you can do that too. I'm kind of just drawing this end right there. All right, so we have our head, our arm, and our body. Now let's go back to this cute little face. We are going to draw a series of ovals to give us those cute little dark like mask that the raccoon wears. We're going to draw on this side first an oval that comes down, starts inside that face circle, and then it goes down into that oval there, just like that. Then we are going to do one a little bit bigger. So along the base of the oval you just drew, go back up and make it a little bit bigger. And then along the line of you're overlapping them. So you've got a little one and then overlap it with a bigger one. That'll give us a cute detail in a minute here. All right, let's do the other side of the face with an oval about the same size. You'll get your arm going around from your shoulder. Once you feel like you've got that nice oval, set your pencil down. Now if you want to keep going around and then make it a little bit bigger, get your other shape going, you could do it that way too. I actually like that shape better. I'm going to make this one a little bit bigger too. Take a second, see if your ovals are about that far apart. If you can eyeball measurements, it's about 1/4 of an inch apart. In between where we just drew those ovals, we are going to add in a little hint of a triangle right there. We're just going to draw the tippy top, just like that. Actually, yeah, the tippy top. We'll just do that much. Tippy top of a triangle there. Then let's add in the nose and the mouth. And then we're all set. Oh, we need eyes. We'll do that in a second. Okay, go down from that triangle, come down here, and let's draw a cute little circle for our raccoon's nose. And inside that circle, let's do a little oval that will be a highlight on his nose. And from there, we need 2 bigger circles, one to be the chin and one to help us define where that smile is. So just outside of our nose circle, we're going to draw one a little bit bigger. This will help us find where his smile lives. Just going to go around and around. This little circle there. And then just below that circle, we're going to add another circle, about the same size, right about there. Now if your circles don't look exactly like mine, that's fine, because our drawings are going to be different. We're different people, and yours are going to be unique to you, and they're going to be amazing. I know it. Let's add in some eyes. Inside these inside ovals, we're going to add a circle right there. For this one, I am planting my wrist, and I'm getting my hand going around with my fingers around and around and around. I'm drawing a circle. Inside that circle, I'm going to draw a little highlight circle like I like to do. And then around it, like we did with the penguin on Friday, we're going to draw a little bit bigger circle. This will help us have some definition to our eye. So just like that. Same thing on the other side. Plant your wrist, get your fingers going, go around and around for our eye circle. You want them to be close in size. It's okay if they're not exact. Did you know your eyes aren't exactly the same shape? Isn't that amazing? Inside that, let's do a highlight. And then again, around the outside, let's draw another circle that will help us define those eyes when we go to color everything in. And believe it or not, with those simple ovals, circles, and triangles, we have ourselves a raccoon. Let's switch over from your pencil to your marker. I'm going to use a Sharpie. You can use a pen. You can use really anything you want. As long as you can't erase it, it will work beautifully. And let's start at the top of our raccoon's head. Rhonda Boster was the one that wanted to draw this, so we can thank her for the cute idea of a raccoon on this Monday morning. We're going to start up by his ear, and we're going to trace over some of that head circle that we drew over to the other ear. I'm using just a nice smooth line there. Then we're going to go up on the ear. We're going to go over that connecting triangle, around the top of that oval, and down to the face, writing down that other connecting triangle. Now from here, I'm going to go to the inside of that ear where it meets up with the head, that circle that we drew for the head. We're going to draw around this circle onto this oval, down and around. And I'm going to use that touch and flick technique that we've used before. I'm placing my marker on the circle that we drew, and I'm simply just touching and flicking, picking a line that I like, and then I'm going to go around this oval to give us that cute little shape of the raccoon's face. See how I connected those two shapes there? I'm picking my favorite lines. Now I'm going to do the same thing, touching and flicking, and I'm going to go around the chin. You do the same. If at any point I'm going too fast for you, you can pause me, you can catch up and hit play when you're ready, and I will be right here. Now I'm only going about halfway, and I'm going to stop there. Let's go back up and draw in this ear, and then we'll connect our little head shape there. We'll go up around the triangle, onto our oval, back down that triangle to the head, and then let's do that same touch and flick in front of that cute little ear, down around the face circle, onto that oval that we drew, just doing some nice little touches and flicks. I am rounding the fur around the shapes, if you can see that. And the reason I stopped there and went back up here is because my hand felt funny, and I wanted to direct the fur down to the chin. So that's why we did it that way. If at any point you're drawing and your hand feels funny, change the direction that you're going and see if that helps you. Let's go back up to these little ears. We are going to fill in where we had that little oval on the inside. From the head, we're going to go up and around that oval, and we're just going to fill it in, down to that little fur that we just flicked in there. Same thing on the other side, around the top part of that oval, and then fill it in. Now let's add a cute little detail outside that oval that we just drew. Let's add in a few little dots. I did 5. How many are you gonna do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some cute little dots there. Okay, let's do around our eyes. Let's start with the eyes actually. You're going to trace around that inside circle and then the highlighted circle. And go ahead and fill that in with your marker or your pen, whatever you decided to color or draw with. Same thing on the other side. Draw around that circle, around that circle, and then fill them in. Just like that. Now let's draw around that outside circle, but we're going to leave that space in between white. Just like this. Trace around what you drew. You already did all the heavy lifting, so at this point you're just tracing around lines that you've already created. So that should make it feel a little less stressful for you. Okay, moving on, where we had our ovals that went around the eyes, we had one on this side and we had one on this side. That smaller oval, we're going to go ahead and touch and flick and trace around that. Touch and flick, just like that. Head it down to his cheek. And you can let that fur take over there. Go back up by his eye and go around the other way. You can let this kind of be however you want. Is this fur a little messy? Is it tidier? Do you want those to be straight lines and not the touch and flick? You decide how you want your drawing to be there. I thought my little guy wanted to have some messy fur there. You decide what your guy looks like and draw him just like that. Now we can go ahead and fill that in because that's a nice dark shape, dark color as well. Be careful not to go into your eye circle there. If you do, maybe he just has a little messy fur. You know, we're not going to worry about it, okay? This is all for fun. And you're going to come up with a really amazing drawing. I know you will because you've been sending them to me and I feel so proud of you. Make sure you send me today's raccoon too. You can send it in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up if you're going to send me your raccoon drawing. If I'm at any point going faster than you, just like I said before, pause me, fill in your shape with your marker, hit play when you're done, and I will be here. And we'll continue to draw together. All right, so I've got that side done. I'm going to go over to the other side and do the exact same thing. Go a little slower around the eye. Now, I use a couple different shapes when I'm filling mine in. You can really do whatever you want. I was doing up around there, I was doing just like little circles. And then when I got around the bottom, I was just using little back and forth motions. If you like to fill your shapes in all one long stroke and then back up, you can do that too. There's really no right or wrong way to do it here. You just do it however feels good and creative to you. That's how you color it in. Alright, back and forth and back and forth. If I had a fast forward, I would use it, but you know, life doesn't come with those, does it? Okay, we've got our raccoon. Now, where we drew that upper oval there, we're going to add, just like we did on the ear, we're going to add just a couple cute little dots up there to give us a hint of a white oval that goes around there. So we're just going to add in following along where we have that line, touch it down, give it a cute little dot. I'm going to add 7, I think. I did 7 on that eye, and then I'm going to go over here. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you want to have it going all the way down, you can. Or if you just want to have a hint of it, you can do that too. Okay, let's do our cute little nose. Where we drew that inside circle with the highlighted oval, we're going to trace around that oval, just like that. And then around that circle, just like that. And then fill in, leaving that little highlight white. You're doing so good. Alrighty, we got it. Now, where we drew that circle around our nose circle, this is where our mouth is going to live, right down here. So along the base of that circle, I'm going to start at the side and just go around to that side. And I'm going to add in some cute little lines at the end because I think it makes it look like they're up to something, and I think that's cute. So you can do the same. It's just a smile. If you want to draw in a nice little arc for the smile there, you can just trace along that circle that you drew and add in some cute little lines. Now they also have a little bit of dark in between their eyes. So straight up from that nose, just kind of messy, fill in nice and dark. Up, leave that little oval where we had that larger oval around the eyes, leave that white, and go up into that triangle, and you can make it kind of messy there, just like that. Alright, look at our cute little raccoon. I'm just loving him. Okay, for the body, where we drew that triangle there, we're going to do that touch and flick outside the triangle, down into the body, just like that. Do one side, switch the direction of your hand, do the other side, and then again, we're going to fill that in. Color that in with your marker, whatever coloring technique you like. Now I'm trying to, when I get to that raggedy fur for the chin, I'm trying to just honor that shape a little bit, leave it a little raggedy. Same with on the side of his little face there. You see how I'm doing that? I'm not filling all the way in up there. Let that be a little raggedy still. And then coming down. Fill it in. We are almost done, believe it or not. Hope you're having fun. Okay, let's go on to his shoulder. We're going to draw with a little bit longer touch and flick down his arm to his elbow. Ready? Here we go. Find your favorite line on that oval that we drew and go from the shoulder down to his elbow and stop. So good. Okay, let's go on the forearm from his wrist down to his elbow. We're going to aim the fur the other direction. So if you change direction for your hand, you were going this way on this side. Now I'm taking my hand up and carrying it down the arm the other way. So the fur will kind of meet up at the elbow. See how I did that? You do the same. Now for our hand, we're going to go from about the middle point here around to about the 3/4 of the way around over there. So just simple touch and flick. Follow that circle around, curving our fur. And I'm going to stop it right about there. So almost closing that circle all the way around, but not quite. So up and then down, and just let your fur follow that circular shape. Now I'm going to add in my tree line here. My tree line meets up with that circle. See how it meets up with it right there? I'm going to just add that in and drag my hand down the paper to give my tree line. And let's add it in above the hand to the face. And then from the face, push it off the paper. If it ends up having a little wave or arc in it, that's great because trees aren't perfectly straight either. So that's wonderful. It works out perfect. All right, now we just need to add in the inside of the arm and our back, and we have ourselves a super cute raccoon. From the wrist, let's go wrist down to elbow. We're going to flick the fur toward the face this time. Point it up toward the face. And get into that little crook where those two ovals meet. Next up, we'll go from the armpit down toward the elbow. Just like that. So cute. And if you add one in going the other way, it looks like a little elbow crease. Or sorry, armpit crease. Okay, now let's go around the back and we will be ready to switch over to our eraser. I'm just touching and flicking, nice and loose. You can decide, does your raccoon have little fur, tiny little touches and flicks, or longer fur? That's going to be for you to decide. I'm going to go in on my arm and just add in a little bit more. I want it to have like almost shading there. So I added a little bit more there. Do the same thing in the crook of that elbow there. Just add in a little bit more for there. And then along this tree. I'm going to touch and flick from the tree over just to add in some shading. You do the same. I'm making it longer as it goes down the body. See how I did that? Kind of reminds me when we drew the giraffe, how we drew the fur going down the neck of the giraffe. All right, you have got a really cute little raccoon. So go ahead and switch over from your marker to your eraser. I'm really proud of you. You did great. I'm going to switch back to my guide because I drew this guy with eraser and I can erase right with you. You're going to hold your paper down and go ahead and erase your pencil. When you hold your paper down, that helps you not crease your paper as you erase. So go ahead and erase, and you are going to be left with a super cute little raccoon. Send me your drawings in the comments below. I hope you had fun drawing this today. I know I did. Nice little diversion for us, huh? All right, almost done. Then my favorite part, brush off all of the little eraser parts. And you're left with a super cute raccoon. If you want to look for some other fun things, you can find me on Instagram at RebeccaInkABink. And you can find me online at RebeccaInk.com. It's I-N-K because I like to draw with marker and ink. On my website, you can find downloadable coloring pages. You can pick anyone, download it, color it, send me what you colored. You can also find, if you've drawn things and sent them to me, under the Interact tab, if you click on that, you'll find your drawing on there. So check that out for sure. And then you can find me on Facebook at Rebecca Ink, I-N-K. I hope you had fun today, and I will be back again tomorrow. Send me your drawings. I can't wait to see what you did. All right, stay healthy. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.